What's up, people? Once again, it's Philip McLeod, and thank you so much for the feedback on the previous video. That is the making of the Truth Watchdog on the first episode and the launch. And of course, it's amazing journey. At first, we were launching it live on TikTok on his channel. Right now, follow him on the backup account. That's Watchdog Backup, and keep on bringing the support. And I'm going to get into the third episode of the same narration because a 30 years story can never fit in let's say 6 hours and all that. So I'm trying as much as possible to cut it short and squeeze information together so that you can feel it. Mtaniruhusu ndakuwa nachanganya lugha, but again, we have an international community who are also followers and great supporters of the Truth Watchdog all over the world, and they might need also to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so in this matter, I remember in part one whereby, and also in part two, where there wasn't clarity in between this moment when when we were almost dying because of the event of being told, "Mom, Ako shopping center." And I remember mentioning Shimanyiro sublocation. This is where we were told. Now, this Civiliano guy told us this because he was masquerading to come behind our backs and steal some liquor our dad had made to sell. This was around 5 liters of liquor, and it was a lot of investment for those guys who does liquor. And in this capacity, we went and going. Remember, I'm still young. This is among the first episodes. Remember, I'm still young at the age of 6, and we were going to Shimanyiro to meet our mom, supposedly, who's supposed to be there, maybe buying stuff and whatever it was. And it was pathetic because in the haste of trying to catch up with time and reaching the to the shopping center as early as possible. Remember, this is happening in the evening, and it was around something, let's say 6ish, 6:30 there. Now 6:30 in a place where there are trees and large forests, and you know how upcountry looks like. Going to a shopping center, it's very late. It's very late. There's no electricity all over to say there's lighting. We didn't even have a torch, nothing to see the way. And where you're going through, it's a dark place. We have wild animals, we have snakes, we have jackals, at home they call it T9. I don't know why they call it so, but they call it T9, jackals, all these dangerous animals. At my place, we don't have a lot of hyenas, but we have those dangerous animals that can bite you, and even insects, because it's a highland, of course. It's a very fertile place, so you don't just live alone in a highland. You have other, organisms and animals that surrounds you. Now, back to the story. Where we were to cross a river. And it's called River Makanya. It's not a river, it's a stream. Back at home, when you say a river, you mean a stream, by the way. When people now when you go to school and read the real river, the size of a river, that's when you wonder, what? River is such a big thing. It's a big deal thing, can carry a boat. Now, this Makanya stream usually overflows when it rains. And in this season, it was not so rainy, but it was full. So me and my brother, here I am carrying him. He is the youngest, and I'm rushing to the shopping center, which is kilometers away, by the way. Shimanyiro, if I can be, approximately from home, I don't know, it can never be below 10 kilometers away. It is far. And this place is where this guy has told us Mom is. So I'm rushing with my brother on the back until I could feel the stitch. I couldn't move anymore. I could put him down. We rest for let's say 40 seconds, 1 minute as we go on. So when you are half of the journey away, like 5 kilometers away, approximately, because I was young, so guys, I won't be lying to you or giving you exact information because I can't tell, unless I use Google and all those things right now. But then, back then, you didn't have such. So at this moment, we've crossed the river, and then we met somebody called Charles. This is among the villagers and the homies back at home where we were born and where we're living. Now, meeting Charles, he was just cycling back home. Charles, he has a big family, and even the kids were friends to us because they're also kids by then. Now, until today, Kina Patty, if you're gonna watch this, I still remember you, Patrick. Yeah, we were kids, friends, and all that stuff. And these are the people who are kind to us. By the way, the people who are ever kind to you in life, they never just vanish. They keep on being there. Now, when crossing Makanya and meeting Charles, he tells us, he asks us very innocently, "How are you guys?" In Luya, of course. Murina, Malay. Malay means we are fine, we are well. So where are you guys going at this time of the hour? And I was like, by the way, somebody came to our home near our gate, and he told us he has seen our mom in the shopping center, and we're supposed to go and meet her. She was waiting for us there. So the guy was like, wait, he told you that? Yes. But look at this time. What time will you be there? It's late. And we're like, we're just trying. As long as we see her, there's no problem. By this time, we are talking in our vernacular language. That's Luo language. That's the one that you're conversant with. We came to learn the other languages later on, okay? Including the Luo part of it. That's our mom's language. She's from Siaya, as I mentioned in the first episode. Now, hapa sasa tumefika hapo. Charles ametuambia hapana, haiwezi kuwa hivyo kwa sababu sasa ni late, and since masaa yameenda sana, nyinyi rudini nyumbani mkitaka kwenda na mwende mwende kesho kukiwa na mwangaza, sababu sahii kwa hii msitu tujui kitu tunaweza wafanyikia. Remember, we were being told of this forest has big, snakes like python, the largest ones, the one we call in the Luo Omieri. These are the largest snakes that can swallow a whole goat. So if you are tiny, you are young, like a 5-year-old, 2-year-old kid, that thing can still swallow you, right? And I'm carrying another one here. So I was so devastated, nimeboeka, nimejam, like how can this be like this, So I was forced to do what? I was forced to go back. And we're going back at a place that is very far away. Now it's half of the journey. Now going back the half of the journey, let's say it was 10 kilometers. Going half, it means now you're going like the journey you're traveling, right? That is like now 10 kilometers going back. And now, since it's even dark or darker, I have to carry him on my back. So I take my brother back home. And remember, I have to cross the same river. So just imagining when I mentioned in part 1, what if we had a dangerous animal, we could lose even our lives because of the lie that we are going to see our mom. And it was very, very bad. And I'm just trying to tell you guys, when you're raising up your kids, remember, I am the parent to this kid. And I have to make the truth watchdog now. Learn to be honest and to be accountable and all those things, and responsibility. Now, these are grown up lying to us. Imagine a whole grown a person the age of my dad. In fact, this guy wasn't just a stranger, he was a friend to my dad. Now, you will be asking yourself, why did he do that? This is why. This guy in particular was conniving in this, so that tukienda hivo, arudi behind our back, aende home, achukue that liquor I mentioned. Our dad was brewing changa by then for survival purposes, and dad aqua by then, by the way. So the guy went and took the changa because they were friends. At home, people are very, very welcoming and very friendly. Hata kama ni chakula, they just don't eat, they'll share it. Even when they're making this changa thing and they're selling it, a little bit of it ile imetoka extra, he could share with the friend, the Civiliano guy. And the Civiliano guy used to be his friend since the days, used to work in Mombasa as a ship captain and all those things. So they used to have life together. But now, amekuwa mtu mwingine because of poverty, and I can't give the exact reasons, but dishonesty and just being mean. So he came and stole the changa, 5 liters, and went away with it. Now, we are back at home. Dad comes on later. I don't even recall whether we ate that day, because we used to go so many days without food, especially going to bed without food. During the day, it was like, it was survival for the fittest, to be honest. Tungeenda, kama msee ametoa viazi tamu kwake, you see, amebeba kila kitu. Sasa zile ndogo ndogo, zile immature, zile zenye zimebaki kwa shamba, we go picking them, and I could pick them. Sometimes we didn't need to wash. By the way, I'll talk about that later. We'll just wipe the sand and the soil off it, and in our hands rub it when the soil falls off, and then we eat it and drink a lot of water. We used to survive mostly on leftovers in the shamba. That is sweet potatoes, whatever can be eaten, edible, or maybe ripe bananas that can fall, or anything. And that happened over and over. This is 1990s, around 1992, then 93, 94. Because by the time we were coming to Nairobi, it was almost, I think, 1997. So that is a whole story of it, and this is part 3 of this. You can imagine, so we still have a few episodes to go. And keep on subscribing to the channel, keep on sharing, because we need to know who is the truth watchdog. And we won't write a biography by bloggers or whoever about him. No, because he's not even dying right now, because this is gonna stay here for many, many years and many ages. Even kids over who are going to take after us will be watching this documentary and just get to know this is how you can do this. This is how you can survive. And remember, during my time, it was dark ages. Dark ages, whatever it was dark. Now, if you're in a dark system, and you're going through hardship and dark time, yours is the darkest. It can never be the same as dark, because remember, we have people who are driving. By then, the most highly oriented car was Peugeot, what we call Peugeot for others. Peugeot, this is the car that used to be used even by the military and the guys with money. So here we are. And we have to pick those things, survive on them. Sometimes wild vegetables. Sometimes, as I said in the part 1, you could go play with your cousins, so that when they are eating, not playing necessarily, just looking at the kitchen if something is happening. And if the time they are eating, you'll approach them, and they will share with you. As I said, communities, but they didn't share with us. We are sharing as blood, as family. No. The sharing, if you're keen enough, the sharing between people who have money and the sharing with poor people is never the same. Just check around, unless it's your brother, unless it's your family, even that family. Utapata, ndio maana unapata watu wanapeana example ya wewe, kama una pesa, ukienda kwa family gathering, bibi yako wanaambiwa aoshe matumbo, akule mfupa, munyonga akufe haraka uwaondoke. Such jokes are jokes when we come to social media, but in real life, hata kwa church, sorry to say this, and we are people who speaks the truth. The truth I'm talking about, the truth watchdog making, it is the same truth I am, because you can never give what you don't have. So utapata hata kwa church mnaka according to classes. Sorry to say this, but that is the truth. Wala watu wako na magari wana drive, hao ndio ma deacons, hao ndio ma church elders, hao ndio mama sijui assembly, their seats at the front, second front row, and all those, hao ndio nakaa mbele karibu na altar na pulpit. But hawa wengine ambao tuna hustle, unajua bado tunaenda mjengo la Ngata, bado tunaenda Industrialia kunini, sisi ndio tunaombeanga huko nyuma. Hizo corners zinatujua. Huko backbenchers, huko middle space, but God ni faithful. Hata huko nyuma nasikia maombi. I'm telling you that instances when I was in church actively, wakiombea watu huko mbele, I was now tired of going huko mbele kuomba hiyo favor. I could sit huko nyuma and believe God with my faith from behind there, and God used to work for me. Now back to our story. I'll be teaching you in between, so that I'm not just narrating a story. I want to impact lives. I want to talk to firstborns. I want to talk to broken families. I want to talk about separation. I want to talk about those kids who grew up without a motivator, without a mentor, without direction, without hope, without education, all those things put together, so that you can know there's a voice can speak to you and never give up today. The truth watchdog making, now a guy who is known all over the world, who is appreciated, much more hated, but much more liked because of his facts and truth and exposes that are changing lives. And it took somebody to create that. And that somebody is right talking to you via this camera, okay? So I'm glad to talk to you. And I'm not being too serious. I want you to take this lightly. And keep on commenting, because we want to know how you're feeling about this, so that you might not get it anywhere else. By the time you're seeing it elsewhere, just know we are the original ones, yeah? So, now, sorry for that, I was having a sip of water. One incident, when you are told to go feed at home, I remember mentioning that too, given some small food, and then you're told, go fill at home. Fill at home means, enda ujazie nyumbani, na uko nyumbani kwenye unaenda hata hakuna food, okay? So that kept on happening, and years and over years, like almost a time frame of 3 to 4 years down there, it was never easy. It was very hard. And you remember by then, like public school was very expensive. But then it was like a private school now. There was nothing like at free primary education, free secondary, the government is cushioning, nothing. It was on you. So education was also for certain people in the society. So sisi hapo tuko tu, sisi tuna survive. And the guys who went to school with me, whether it was primary, whether it was campus, whether it was high school, they'll tell you I was never a joker. If somebody, like, I saw a comment from Kennedy Mwirigi, was my classmate in Form 1 and in Form 2 until we separated in Form 2. I think he went to do a business, I went to do agriculture. No, I think we did together, but he said it down there. If you see the comments, he said, like, he understands why we used to be so tough on them and I used to be very serious at school. So that was it, and that's why I had to recap it for you so that to understand why we could lose our lives, because we were going to hunt our mom. We were going to a shopping center to meet our mom. You can imagine, we are just kids, 2 boys, and our sister went with her and trying to catch up with our mom. Now, where we are at now, the real part 3 of this. We are at a place, my brother, I remember now the last bit of the part 2, me telling you, where I was sleeping. I was sleeping because I'd eaten chapari for the first time, I think. And then after a very long time, now I'm in the second 10 year of now shepherding to get money to help my people. My people were my people. My father, who was sick, drunk, and stressed and depressed, and also that's my father, yeah. And my brother, who was young, was supposed to have a life like any other kid because he can't do anything for himself to provide. Now, in this juncture, I'm being chased and I was pierced by that stick. Those sticks are beside the road. And now I was saying I had to do something about this because my brother has gone to Nairobi. At Sirirobi, at Sirirobi, and where he has gone, I got no idea how he went there, who facilitated, nani amelipa fare, nani amefanya nini. So kwa hii scenario, nilikuwa confused kwa sababu, why should I continue suffering when the people I'm struggling for are no longer there? In one incident, I met an information saying that, my dad also, no, not my dad. Yeah, my dad is no longer there also. So my brother went first, and I'll be narrating to you where he went to, as he mentioned, into slavery, and of which we don't have a better name to call that, because what he went through there, what he narrates to me, it's nothing different from what his slavery is all about. So I was confused and I was trying to now free myself from this yoke, nimekuwa nikifanya kazi ya kuchunga ng'ombe so that nipate pesa, nitume nyumbani, and many of you are doing this, yeah? Many of you are in Gulf, many are in the US, all over the world, even as I'm speaking right now to you via this video. And you might you working, sending money back home to do something, right? Because you work for a purpose, you work for a reason, you work for something. You don't just do it because you want to do it. Sindio? Every morning you wake up, unafanya kazi, unataka utume hela, zibadilisha maisha ya watu na maisha yako pia. Sasa hapa hivi, nikakuwa ile nye, kama hakuna watu nafanyia kazi, miezi kadhaa nimekaa huku, sijalipwa kwa sababu penye pesa inafaa kutumwa hata mwenyewe hayuko. My brother has left. Now, this is where he went. We are still on the Truth Watchdog making. I'll talk about my dad later on, because he is not so featured into this. It is about the Truth Watchdog, not my dad. But I'll mention about him. Now, my brother has gone to working. Now, this one I don't know. I needed to do something. What do I need to do? To free myself from kufanya hii kazi ya kuchunga ng'ombe, ndio nirudi. Mara ya kwanza, siku moja jioni tu nikapanga, nikasema hata sitabeba nguo zangu. Hizo nguo nimevaa, and whatever I'll carry, mimi ndio huyo nimeenda mtaani sana, narudi Bushitula village. And by then, thank God, my grandfather was still alive, who passed on, I think, in 1999 later on. But below 1999, he was still alive. So mimi ndio nimeteremka, nimeenda home. Siku moja nikienda hivyo, bahati mbaya ama bahati nzuri, I don't know which it is. It was unfortunate for me. I met the son of the elder son of the bomber that I was shepherding cows for. So akaniuliza zile za unaenda, akanisalamia. Alisense ni kama hiyo majioni, as I told you, back in up country, going home, walking out, those evenings, it was not a normal thing. Watu wanaenda kwa maboma mostly, not kutoka. So when I meet this guy, he's like, wait, where are you going? I was like, I was just walking around, strolling so that I can go have supper and maybe we sleep. He was like, okay, no problem. But at this time, strolling alone, it's not fair. It's okay. So we went back together. I was so disappointed. I felt so bad because, manze, chance yangu tu ya kuhepa because I had to do something. I don't need to work anymore because who am I working for? These guys I'm working, they're not giving me money. My dad is not there to receive the money. My brother is not even there to cater for. So what I did is mimi kuondokea. The first instance failed. Nikaenda kutokea, kuondokea ikakataa, ikafail. Now, so I kept on working, but in my head, deep down my head, I was like, I have to leave. I have to leave. But at the same time, I'm asking myself, even if I'm leaving, what about my dues rather? My dues I have worked for, I need to be paid. And I can't ask these people directly. I am afraid also to say so because no one can defend me. My dad is no longer there. He's no longer coming to visit me. So Kenya really do, after he may fail, the next one, nikasema ninafaa kujilipa. You know what kujilipa ni nini? I thought of taking something from that family. So I took a radio. There was this. We used to have these red radios. You see the way we used to have Great Wall TV. We used to have these red radios, and it used to play cassette, the compact or the cassette. You remember the cassette before CDs? We had cassettes. Those you used to roll when playing music. So I took that one and I hid it behind the building. I was planning to run away with it as my kujilipa, because now, yeah, how do I go home without nothing? I needed something I have worked for. And in that case, unfortunately, where I hid this, I think I'd taken with maybe a sweater or something. I don't know what happened. They found it. They found it. And I think they used to see my body language. My mind was, I wasn't in that family anymore. I never used to see them as my friends anymore and family. Because when you are working for people, and remember, to know just this world is never fair sometimes. The people I'm working for, they have kids also of my age and even older kids than me. And they are going to school. These guys were schooling. So that's why I used to feel bad, because at least even if I was schooling, at least to know something. At the age of 7, almost 8 there, I'm headed to 9. I know nothing. I can't speak in English. I can't remember. I am a what? A nursery dropout. I used to go to school, Mihomo Primary School. It is still there. Very nice school in the upcountry. Guys, whoever went to Mihomo, you type it there in the comment section. I know the guys who went there, of course. It's a large school. It's been there since the days when Moi was president. Now, on the second one, it failed. The third one, I was so keen. I'm still shepherding for these guys. I used to behave like them, even talk their language. I was almost now forgetting my native language. It is still Luya language. Luya has like 19 clans. And these 19 clans, we have like some differences when you're saying some words. So, you see, like when I'm saying head, like head, in our language, we say murui. Unaona? Murui. Ukienda kwa Maragoli, they say mutui. We are still talking about the head, okay? What carries the brain. Now, if you come back to our language, when you say mutui, I won't even mention it on this camera for respect, but guys who know what I mean, mutui means something behind there, something like behind, you understand? Below the buttocks. That is what it means. So mutui in our language is different. But when they say mutui, if they tell you use your head, they will say rumegera mutui, okay? Sisi tukisema use your head, we say rumeshera murui. You see? So you have to be keen. If you're not keen, you might take it as an insult, but it's not. And this diversity is all over the languages. It's not something new. So me running the third time was successful lastly. Now, when they say jumping from the pan into the fire, you are never wrong. And the reason why I'm saying so is because I ran away successfully, land at home, nimefika home. And the first thing, by the way, I'm one person who is very neat and clean, hygienic. I wouldn't lie to you. The truth watchdog is not the same level as I am, because remember, I started doing these things before him. So let's say he's 80% of what I am. He's clean, neat, and all those, but you can never compare him with him, because I'm the one who used to clean his clothes. I'm the one who used to make his food, play him around, take him out, all those things. Not out like a picnic, out kwenda huko kushika mafish. Kushika mafish banduko kwa matope nini, yani you just look like hata wanyama wengine walikuwa safi kutuliko, because now we could take days without, our air was crazy, we had rags, and then our skin was gray and rough and dirty, but we survived. So one day, at this moment, when I come home, the first person to meet was my grandfather. He had these Sahara boots, and he was cleaning his shoes, cleaning his feet and shoes, getting them ready. So at this moment, when I meet my grandfather, I was so happy. Other people are busy doing their stuff, but now he's the first person to say I was so glad, because he used to be very kind to me. You see, all this time I'm giving you these stories, my grandfather was very kind. If there was food, he used to drink busa, and busa is like a social liquor at home. Not for kids but for grown-ups. There's this something like chama au anatengeneza, huyu anatengeneza, mzee mmoja anatengeneza, akitengeneza tunaenda kwake, tunafurahia, tunapiga story, tunamaliza. Haya, mzee mwingine. So assuming in this place Truth Watchdog is the mzee, atatengeneza kwake, wazee wote watakuja kwake, tuvamie for free, a bigger story. And this used to be for age mates. So kama amekuja amelewa hiyo busa yake this mzee was very funny. Kila kitu ilikuwa namjua, even butterflies, even chicken, even dogs, even akikuja they could start making noise and you could just know Babu is home. And let me tell you, the turning round and becoming different of our lifestyle started the moment that Babu died, but that was later on in this story. Now, when I saw him, I was fascinated, and he was like, he welcomed me. But now when I looked at our house, I didn't see anything. There was no house anymore. Yeah, it was all gone. It got too old until it went off. It fell down. And the house is no longer there. So I was like, where am I going to stay? Where am I going to sleep? And now I had to find out, now, am I going to stay with my grandfather or whatever, whoever? And he told me, look, now since you coming back at this time, you don't have a house. Now, since you don't have a house, you'll need to stay with who? With your cousins. Now, the cousins are still there. If they watch this, they know the whole story. But I'll still narrate to you, because I'm still in the process of making the Truth Watchdog. Where I was shepherding, I was making money to do what? To cater for my brother. He's no longer here. Wherever he is, I don't know. We'll find out in the next In the next episode. So my grandfather tell me, like, now when you stay here, you'll have to stay here, yes. When you're back, that's good. I'm glad to see you. And you'll have to go to your cousins. Now, these are the elder uncle, now the elder brother to my dad, where now I'm going to be staying. Remember, I told you, in this perspective, not like it was that bad, but in this perspective, it was from the pan into the fire itself. Because now, you know what? What is the time? Now, I have run from shepherding, child labor, and catering for my brother and my dad, and both of them, they have gone to New York City, and this is Nairobi. You know, this Nairobi. Yes, it used to sound so. So I have to find a solution to myself now, because now I have to find them and follow them. So at this juncture, I have to do what? To stay somewhere. And where am I staying? I am staying with my cousins. Now they are going to school, remember. And me, no school, no hopes, no nothing. I told you, no dreams. Dreams used to dream us, because now if we can't dream, what happens? You're just a human being who is there like a tree. One day just to grow up there, provide oxygen, nothing, no purpose, no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel. You're just there. So ikafika mahali, nikaambiwa niende nikae na nani? Niende nikae na cousins. And to be honest, they welcomed me that day. And we stayed well, and life continued. And in the next episode, be tuned. Keep on subscribing, share this video. You know what? Go to our handles, share it, leave a comment. I want to know how you feel about the Truth Watchdog making, because these are documentary and these are biography of real people, real man on real time. Not ati kujaribu ama uambiwe vitu na watu wengine. So in the next episode, I'll be narrating when I joined remember there's now the staying with the cousins, and also there is the joining my brother, and then also there's still the creation of my brother from there until to date. So we have some more, like 3, 4, 5 episodes to go. And when we're done with that, now you'll get to know who is the Truth Watchdog all about, and how he was created to be this machinery person, and who is remembers in prayer. Keep on protecting him. Keep on subscribing. I'm glad to see your feedback, and I'm honored. The Truth Watchdog making next episode. Thank you so much.